Think about the last time you watched something unfold on a football pitch and could not believe what you were seeing. Not the goal, not the save, not the miss, but a moment where the entire meaning of a match, and maybe a whole World Cup for an entire nation, pivoted on something you could study from every angle and still never agree on. That is what happened in Boston, and if you missed it, you need to understand every layer, because this goes far deeper than one refereeing decision, one disallowed goal, one broken record, one missed penalty. To understand why this night hit Germany so hard, you have to understand what that white shirt represents in tournament football. 4 world titles. A footballing identity built from resilience, from discipline, from a collective belief that when it truly matters, when other teams might crack, Germany finds a way. And nothing defines German knockout football more completely than the penalty record. 6 consecutive World Cup shootout victories. Their only defeat in a World Cup shootout traced all the way back to 1976, against Czechoslovakia. Coaches of rival nations factored that record into their mental preparation. Players who faced Germany in elimination rounds felt the weight of it before a ball was kicked. It was more than a statistic. It was a weapon. And on this night in Boston, facing Paraguay, that weapon was taken from them forever. But the result is only part of the story. It is the sequence, the way this night was built, tension stacked on tension, breakthrough offered and then ripped away, until the finale arrived with a cruelty that football rarely delivers so precisely, that will live longest in the memory. Paraguay came in as the underdog in every sense. A football nation at this stage of a World Cup for the first time in what felt like forever, facing a German side with genuine depth and the settled confidence of a team that knows exactly what it is capable of. Nobody gave Paraguay a real chance. For 40 minutes, the match agreed. Germany controlled the tempo, probed with patience. Then the 42nd minute arrived. Julio Enciso rose above the German defensive line and planted a header past the goalkeeper with a precision that silenced the stadium instantly. The underdog was ahead. Germany responded the way Germany always responds. 12 minutes into the second half, Kai Havertz delivered the equalizer. A dangerous ball from Florian Wirtz, Havertz arriving with exactly the timing you want from a forward, and the game was level again. Normal time passed without a winner. Extra time arrived carrying everything it always does. Tired bodies, crowded minds, the awareness that one moment would decide everything. If this kind of breakdown of the biggest tournament moments is what brings you here, hit subscribe now, because this story still has a long way to go. And then, the 112th minute happened. A corner into the Paraguay box. Jonathan Tah rose highest, his header crashing into the net. The German bench exploded. Players sprinted to the corner flag, arms wide. For those few seconds, it felt exactly like what it looked like. Germany finding a way, one more time, as they always do. Except this time, they had not. The referee's hand went to his ear, the VAR review was called, and for a few unbearable minutes, millions of people held their breath in a silence that felt almost physical. The review centered on Valdemar Anton's positioning in front of Paraguay goalkeeper Orlando Gil as the corner came in. The contact between them, brief and disputed from multiple angles, had been flagged. Referee Jalal Gied walked to the pitchside monitor, reviewed the footage, and made his call. Goal disallowed. Foul on the goalkeeper. Germany's celebration was erased from the record. The reaction was immediate and fierce. Peter Schmeichel argued the review had gone against Germany unfairly. Alan Shearer, one of the sharpest voices in football, said the goalkeeper's reaction appeared exaggerated and called it a poor decision for an inherently physical aerial situation in a crowded area. Nagelsmann was direct, insisting the contact between Anton and Gil did not meet any reasonable standard for a foul. And here's what makes this so permanently unresolvable. They could all be right. Watch from one angle and the contact is there. Watch from another and you genuinely question whether any goalkeeper at this level goes down from something so minor. That ambiguity, the refusal of the replays to deliver a clean answer, is at the very heart of what this moment has become. VAR was brought into football to replace controversy with clarity. to hand referees the time and the technology to get the decisive calls right at the highest stakes. And yet here, in one of the biggest knockout matches of the entire tournament, video review became the direct source of the controversy it was designed to prevent. Think about what that means, because the question it raises goes beyond Germany and Paraguay. It asks whether technology can ever fully remove the human element from a sport decided at its core by judgment applied to chaos, speed, and contact in real time. With the goal taken away, Germany pressed forward with desperate urgency. Paraguay defended with everything they had, riding the belief that the night had shifted their way. Neither side found a goal. The match was going to penalties. And for Germany, that should have felt like solid ground. Their record, their history, their unbroken World Cup shootout legacy. Except Orlando Gil had spent his preparation doing what the great goalkeepers do before shootouts, studying every German penalty taker obsessively. Preferred corners, hesitation patterns, the tendencies that emerge when the weight of a nation presses down on a single kick. And when the shootout began, that preparation showed with a consistency that was devastating to watch. Gil went the right way time and again. Germany missed twice. Paraguay missed only once. And then came the moment that gave the entire night its final, most precisely cruel shape. Jonathan Tah, the player whose disallowed header had defined the match, stepped up and placed the ball on the spot. Every thread of the night seemed to converge here. The header that should have stood. The contact that will never be agreed upon. The World Cup shootout record stretching back to 1976. All of it pressing down on that one kick. Tah sent his penalty over the crossbar. Gone. All of it, gone. Moments later, Jose Canal stepped forward for Paraguay with the calm of a man who already knew where the ball was going. He scored. Germany were out. The four-time world champions, eliminated. What followed belongs in football's permanent archive. Paraguayan players on the turf in tears, embracing in disbelief, processing something their nation had never experienced on a stage this large. Germany stood in the silence that descends only when something you built your entire tournament identity around, your record, your reputation, your belief in your own ability to win when the moment demands it, dissolves in front of you over the course of one extraordinary night. Nagelsmann addressed his own future with the careful language of a man who knows difficult conversations are coming, about coaching direction, about what this exit reveals, and about who now leads German football forward. Paraguay faced the winners of France against Sweden next, carrying something that cannot be trained into a squad, the deep, settled belief that comes only from having beaten the biggest names in the sport when it mattered most. For a football nation that waited and worked for generations simply to appear at moments like this, that confidence, earned against the heaviest opposition, may take them further than anyone is prepared to predict right now. So I want your honest answer in the comments. Was that the right call at the pitchside monitor? A genuine foul on Orlando Gil? Or a piece of World Cup history rewritten by a judgment that no replay will ever fully settle? Because this debate will not close. It will be argued long after a champion has been crowned and the trophy has been lifted. Drop your verdict below. Subscribe if this is the football breakdown you want more of. And stay with us. Because if this tournament can produce a night like this in the round of 16, what is coming in the weeks ahead will be something else entirely.